This is the story of someone the world didn't see. At 21, he cleaned the floors of a luxury gym at 3 in the morning, invisible to the wealthy members who stepped over his mop bucket without a glance. He had $156 in his savings account, and a dream that felt foolish to speak out loud. 7 years later, he owned a $14.2 million fitness empire. But the numbers don't tell you about the night he almost gave up, or the moment he decided being invisible was a choice, not a destiny. His name was Marcus, and at 21, he worked the graveyard shift cleaning a high-end fitness center in a wealthy neighborhood. 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., 5 nights a week, scrubbing toilets, mopping floors, wiping down equipment that costs more than his yearly salary. He watched them through tired eyes. The early morning crowd, lawyers, doctors, entrepreneurs, people who moved through the world with a confidence he couldn't imagine possessing. They arrived in expensive cars, wore designer workout clothes, discussed business deals between sets, and they never, not once, looked at him. He was part of the machinery. As invisible as the cleaning supplies he pushed around on his cart. His paycheck was $873 every 2 weeks. After rent for his studio apartment, utilities, groceries, and bus fare, he had maybe $100 left each month. He'd managed to save $156 over 6 months. It felt like climbing a mountain with a teaspoon. But Marcus had a secret. While he cleaned, while he was invisible, he studied. He watched how the trainers worked with clients. He noticed which exercises people struggled with, which machines went unused, what the wealthy members complained about. He absorbed everything, storing knowledge like someone preparing for a war nobody knew was coming. At night, after his shift, he'd go home and do his own workout in his tiny apartment. Push-ups, pull-ups on the bathroom doorframe, makeshift weights from water jugs. His body was transforming, but his bank account remained stubbornly empty. And the voice in his head grew louder. This is all you'll ever be. The guy who cleans up after better people. One morning, everything changed. He was cleaning the locker room when he overheard a conversation. 2 wealthy members complaining about their personal trainers. Too expensive, not personalized enough, not getting results. They wanted something different, but couldn't find it. Marcus stood there, invisible as always, holding his cleaning spray. And something inside him whispered, "You could do this better." The thought terrified him. He had no certification, no college degree, no business experience. Who was he to think he could serve people who wouldn't even make eye contact with him? But the whisper wouldn't go away. He made a decision that felt insane. He would save every possible dollar and get certified as a personal trainer. Not to work at this gym, they'd never see him as anything but the janitor, but to start something of his own. For the next 8 months, he lived on rice, beans, and determination. He walked everywhere to save bus fare. He sold everything that wasn't essential. He studied for his certification using free online resources at the library. His coworkers thought he was crazy. His family worried. But Marcus had discovered something powerful. Being invisible meant nobody could stop him from becoming someone different. At 22, he earned his personal training certification. He had saved $2,100. Not enough for a gym, but enough for a beginning. He started training clients in public parks, 5 a.m. sessions before his janitor shift. Weekends, any moment he could find. He charged $30 per session, half what the fancy gym charged. But he gave twice the attention and 3 times the heart. His first client came from a flyer he nervously posted at a coffee shop. A woman recovering from an injury, frustrated with impersonal gym trainers. Marcus treated her like she was his only client in the world, because she was. He designed programs specifically for her needs, checked in daily, celebrated every small victory like it was the Olympics. She told her friends. Those friends told others. Every small win was a victory against the voice that said he couldn't. That reminded him he was just the janitor, that whispered he should stay in his place. By age 24, he had 17 regular clients and was making more from training than from cleaning. He quit the janitor job. The gym manager, who'd never learned his name in 3 years, didn't even say goodbye. But Marcus wasn't bitter. He was busy becoming someone those people would eventually notice. He rented a small garage space and bought used equipment. Nothing fancy, but it was his. Marcus Fitness started with 4 rusty dumbbells and a dream that no longer felt foolish. That first year in his garage gym, he earned $43,000. More money than he'd ever seen, and every dollar felt like proof he was right to believe. At 26, everything accelerated. His garage was packed. There was a waiting list. He had $1,500 saved and a crazy idea: open a real gym. Not for wealthy people who wanted luxury, for regular people who wanted results and respect. He found an abandoned warehouse space. The landlord, impressed by his story, gave him a break on rent. Marcus built the gym himself, spending 18-hour days painting walls, installing equipment, creating something from nothing. Invisible No More Fitness opened with a mission: treat every client like they matter, because everyone does. He hired trainers who understood struggle. He kept prices accessible. He created programs for people overlooked by fancy gym shift workers, single parents, people who'd been invisible their whole lives. The response was overwhelming. Within 6 months, he had 300 members. Within a year, 570. The revenue was $263,000 that first year. Real money, empire money. At 27, he opened his second location, then a third. The business model was simple: see people, actually see them. The wealthy gyms sold luxury. Marcus sold belonging. And it turned out that was worth more. By 28, he owned 6 gym locations across 3 cities. His revenue reached $14.2 million. He had 147 employees, many of them former service workers, who'd felt invisible too. The same people who once stepped over his mop bucket were now asking to join his gyms, drawn by the reputation he built. One morning, Marcus returned to that original luxury gym, not to clean. As a guest, a member recognized him, one of the lawyers who used to ignore him completely. The man approached, excited, asking if Marcus could train him, saying he'd heard incredible things about Invisible No More. Marcus smiled and said something that changed how the man saw the world. I used to clean your sweat off these machines at 3 a.m. You never saw me. Now you're asking for my help. Thank you for teaching me that being seen is earned, not given. He wasn't angry. He was grateful. Every person who'd overlooked him had given him fuel. Every moment of invisibility had taught him to see others. His success spoke louder than their dismissal ever had. He didn't need their approval anymore. He had something better: proof that where you start doesn't determine where you finish. What Marcus learned changed not just his bank account, but his entire soul. 1. Being invisible isn't weakness, it's an advantage. You can study, learn, and prepare while nobody expects anything from you. 2. The people who overlook you aren't evil. They're asleep. Your job isn't to wake them with anger, but with excellence they can't ignore. 3. Your circumstances are temporary. Your character is permanent. Build the second while surviving the first. 4. Success built on treating people well lasts longer than success built on just making money. Always see people. 5. The world doesn't owe you visibility. You earn it by becoming someone worth seeing. 6. Your struggle isn't punishment, it's preparation. Everything you endure is teaching you something your future self will need. Right now, someone watching this feels invisible. You're working a job where people look through you. You're tired, overlooked, wondering if this is all life holds. Let Marcus's story whisper to the part of you that refuses to accept invisibility as permanent. Your breakthrough is coming. Keep going. If this story reminded you that you're not stuck, that where you are isn't where you'll stay, hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel for more stories of people who refuse to stay invisible. Comment below with one thing you'll do today to start building your empire. Share this with someone who needs to remember they matter more than the world has shown them. Your empire starts with the decision to be seen. Make it today.